hands down, this has to be the most cringiest Kamala Harris ad campaign ever. And thank God I'm not alone. Others agree as well. This is cringy as fuck. But before we go into any detail, yep, it's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me. Well, they hate us, that's why they give a fuck about us at the same time. As always, I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs they love to hate. Even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time as always, which is why they keep us relevant to this day, and I'm back again. And what y'all see the title of the video. And at this point, it seems like let's just call a ball and a strike. Apparently, the Kamala Harris campaign decided to take a playbook straight out of the virtue signaling pro-feminist Gillette commercial. And what's more, fellas, we all could clearly see a pattern here. And what is that pattern? I guess one of the workers from the Kamala Harris campaign must be a feminist. I mean, who think this retarded fuck shit was a great idea? Yeah. Let's get some paid acting male feminists to make an ad campaign telling men what real men are supposed to be. Some of which I got questions. And fellas, at this point, we can't sit this one out because it's clear to see just how far the feminists has their hands in this presidential campaign. I hate to say this, but it's true. Now, let's get ourselves ready to watch this cringe fest in action. And yes, I'm going to give my take on the matter. But let's go.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man. And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy it.
Okay, we only 6 seconds in. And these male feminists are already starting to fuck up. I believe one of the many beta male traits, and yes, one of the many beta male traits is men going around got to prove to the whole entire world just how much of a man they are. They have to say just how much of a man they are. When in reality, real men don't have to say nothing. Why? They let their skills, their attributes, their accolades do all the talking for them. A real man don't have to say shit. People could see it from the way they approach, to the way they move, to how they handle situations. Basically, a real man will show you more than tell you. The male feminists, on the other hand, they have to tell people how much tell people that they're a man rather than showing it. But I digress. Let's continue.
Barrel-proof bourbon.
Neat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500 and braid it out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm...
What? Man up to deadlift 500 and still man enough to braid out his daughter's hair. Okay, dude. Okay, Mr. Dead 500-pound deadlifter. I mean, just hearing that shit makes all of us wonder what else you do to your daughter. But let's continue.
I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor. I eat carburetors for breakfast.
Let's go back.
Man enough to
Let's go back to
cook my
that.
steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500 and braid it out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
Dude, it's clear to see that carburetors ain't the only thing you eat for breakfast. Do you eat the whole entire car too? Oh, wait. I think what he's really trying to say is he eats carbohydrates for breakfast. In which that clearly explains his obesity. I mean, if all you eat is carbohydrates, then guess what? When those carbohydrates gets inside your body, it breaks down to sugar, and sugar is one of the many causes of obesity rate, of the high obesity rate. The more you know. Let's continue.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing.
Wait, they're not afraid of bear hugs? Okay. If I put 10 grand on the table, will these male feminists go out there in the wild and actually hug a bear in real life without getting mauled? Oh, that's a challenge. Let's continue.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF to start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
Okay. Now this is the part where this ad completely baffles the shit out of me and everyone else. Because it's clear to see that they got these male feminist actors in front of the camera believing that, oh, because you're not voting for Kamala Harris, that means you're afraid of women. Which is such a retarded fuck ass statement to make. Or maybe because Kamala Harris ain't offering nothing, nor even speaking to the men to why she deserves their vote. But again, what have I been saying about all this shaming and ad hominem attacking? All this lecturing and belittling. And furthermore, why is this only targeted to the men? Oh, that's right. The men are not supporting Kamala Harris. The men are not supporting Kamala Harris, and the ones they are, can you even call them men? I doubt it. Let's continue.
Want to be childless cat ladies? Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Come again? I just can't. I just can't with this female pose, this man in a female pose position. Okay, first, okay, how much soy does this dude eat to even make such a sentence, make such a statement? Oh, 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 if a woman become president, then I'll look her dead in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement. Wait, your full throat? Oh my God. So basically, so for what I'm gathering here, when he says full-throated endorsement, I think he means he takes inches down his gullet. Hey, I'm not here to judge. To each his own. Let's continue.
Because I'm man enough to support women. Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
If those of y'all are not seeing, I'm face palming right now. Let's read this right here. Men enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women. Boy, the irony is lost on some people here. I believe JD Delay, and shout out to JD Delay. Shout out to JD Delay right here. I believe this is what JD Delay calls a chomo. So basically, he's okay with young women, oh my God, reading Little Women. So he's okay with, so 9 times out of 10, what he's saying is he's okay with underage girls reading Little Women. Boy, somebody has a sick ass fantasy. And this is supposed to be the representation of a real man? Dude. Hey, Oompa Loompa. You sound like you should be on a sex offender list making that fucking statement. And no, I'm unapologetic for telling the truth here. You should be on a sex offender list by making that goddamn statement. I see why they call them chomos for a reason. And this is what the Kamala Harris campaign thinks what a real man should be. Come anywhere between my kids, come anywhere close within my kids, I'll end you. Let's continue.
One of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough
Wait, go back on that. What
to ask for directions.
What the fuck did he said?
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
One of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. It sucked. Not worth it.
Really? Really? I'm man enough to raw dog a flight. Fellas, can someone please explain to me what the hell does this dude mean by that? I mean, how do one raw dog a flight? I swear to God, I just can't with these male feminists. No, seriously. I just can't with these male feminists, dude. How do one raw dog a flight? Answer that, please. Right now, I'm baffled as well as trying to hold back laughter after hearing this retarded fuck shit. And again, this is what real men are supposed to be, Kamala Harris? Let's continue.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife. So in other words, your wife's the breadwinner of the household, in the household. Your wife is the one wearing the pants while you wear the dress. Yeah, got it. I mean, it's obvious the case considering the fact that most women are turned off by emotional men. And I'm being upfront and real about the shit. But let's continue.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Good Will Hunting.
West Side Story. That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more power.
And what are you doing about it? No, male feminists. What are you doing to stop it? Oh, that's right, nothing. The only thing you male feminists do is just continue to whine, cry, bitch, and moan about the shit. What's more, isn't that the same type of men the women are going after rather than weak emotional male feminists like y'all? Oh yeah, that is a certified fact. This is why no matter how much these male feminists call themselves putting on putting on their towel capes, their tidy whities, by the end of the day, those women they're caping for, they still want those men these male feminists have a problem with over their asses. And no, there's nothing different you can say about it. Everyone clearly sees it. Even the women openly admitting to wanting those type of men over you male feminists. Certified fact. Let's continue.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help.
And again, what does loving women, hating women, and all that other retarded fuck shit got to do with this presidential election? Why? Because these men are not supporting Kamala Harris? And fellas, this is where the pattern comes in. It's bad enough you got these dumbass Democrats saying that, oh, these men who's not voting for Kamala Harris, they are misogynist. Now they got male feminists, these male feminist actors trying to make it about, I love women and I vote for Kamala Harris. But if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, then that means you're scared of women. knowing good and damn well that's not the reason why these men are not voting for Kamala Harris. It's not about being scared of women. It's not about hating women. This is the retarded fuck shit the Democrat campaign wants to push out there. What is the actual, let's hear the actual reason why men are not voting for Kamala Harris, besides just shaming the ad hominem attacks and using weak beta male mangina male feminists who eat carburetors while still staying with his moms and all that other bullshit. They ain't got nothing to do with the reason why men are not voting for Kamala Harris.
Them win.
Now, oh man up, get involved, vote. Now, here's my question, fellas. Does those jabronis look like men who are the representation of what a real man's supposed to be? And let's be upfront and real. Keep it $1.50. Call a ball a ball and a strike a strike. The reason why they trying to get men to vote for Kamala Harris is because men are voting for Trump. The majority of men are voting for Trump. This is the reason why it was more the fact that you got men voting for Trump is making the Democrats afraid. The question is, what for? And it's good to see Kamala Harris don't give a fuck about the men. And it's clear as day. This is why the Democrat Party is trying so desperate to get men to vote for Kamala Harris. And it's clear as day to see. Now they're trying to get the feminists involved. But yet, I ain't gonna just make this a MGTOW conversation. Let's make this a manosphere conversation. And yes, 9 times out of 10, this was a feminist who made this cringy, retarded, fuck ass ad. And my full honest opinion on the matter, this shit reminds me too much of that Gillette commercial. And y'all know what commercial I mean by that. For those of y'all who've been on YouTube since I believe 2020, there was this Gillette ad trying to shame a hominem attack, trying to emasculate men, and for what? To appease the woke, virtue signaling feminists. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, that's right. It also came to find out that it was a feminist who created that Gillette ad. And boy, they roasted her so bad to a point to where she had to flee. That Gillette commercial, or shall I say, this campaign ad is no different from that Gillette commercial. And to think they tried to have that Gillette commercial played during the Super Bowl. Thank God, thank the Lord in heaven that that commercial never played. Now, before I end this video, if this is the Democrats' desperate attempt to try to get men to vote for Kamala Harris, then congratulations, you retarded fucks just digged yourselves in an even deeper hole than y'all anticipated. And yes, my ears are glued to the streets. I see and hear everything. Just about each and every person that saw this campaign ad looks at this ad as being cringy as fuck, and a complete and utter misrepresentation of what a real man's supposed to be. But again, as I said, nine times out of ten, it was a feminist that created this campaign ad. And yes, I'm more than willing to put my life savings on this shit. That and the fact that I agree with most of the people who also reacted to this campaign ad. These male feminist roles were scripted. But then again, this is supposed to convince men to vote for Kamala Harris. Get the fuck out of here. Off the gate. And again, the Democrats, once again, is trying to lecture and belittle men to voting for them. As I stated before, and I'll keep on saying it, this shit doesn't work. Period. I said what I had to say. I'm done with this cringy ass campaign ad dumpster fire, and I'm out this bitch. Later.